There we see a man named David who is very happy. David is happy because today he has got a job in a foreign country. Today he was leaving Moscow and going to another country forever. He was not alone on this journey. He was taking his pet female dog named Palma with him. Before boarding the plane, David is stopped by an air hostess named Nina. Nina checks David's ticket and all the details. After checking everything, Nina notices that David also has a pet dog. She tells David that he must show the medical certificate of his dog. Only then will he be allowed to board the plane. Hearing this, David starts checking his pockets. He becomes upset because he realizes that he left his dog's medical certificate at home. David tells Nina that if he goes back home to get the certificate, he will miss the flight. He explains that he got the job in a foreign country with great difficulty. If he misses this flight, he will lose his job. Nina then tells David that there is a clinic at the airport. She says that he must first get a medical certificate for his dog from that clinic. Only then will he be able to take his dog with him. There is very little time left before the plane takes off, so David runs to the clinic. When the doctor checks Palma, he finds that she has an ear infection. Because of this, the doctor refuses to give the medical certificate. David tries to offer extra money to the doctor, but the doctor refuses to listen. Upset, David returns to Nina and requests her to allow Palma to board the plane. He tells her that if he does not take Palma with him, she will be left all alone. He explains that after many difficulties, he got this job abroad and it is very important for him to go. If he does not go, all his hard work will be wasted. David even begs Nina and asks her to let his dog go with him. Seeing the dog, Nina feels pity and allows David to take his pet dog, Palma. Just then, the head of security arrives and asks why the flight is being delayed. Nina explains David's entire situation to her. The security head angrily asks David whether the airport looks like a zoo or a circus. She clearly tells him that without a medical certificate, he cannot take his pet dog. David now understands that Palma will not be allowed to go with him without a certificate. Because it is very important for him to leave immediately, he is forced to leave Palma behind. He looks at Palma with sad eyes and gently strokes her head. Then he takes a ball out of his pocket and throws it away. Palma runs after the ball, and David quickly boards the plane. When Palma returns with the ball, she sees David boarding the plane and leaving her alone. After some time, the plane starts moving on the runway for takeoff. Palma begins running alongside the plane because she wants to go with her owner. When the plane does not stop, she runs in front of it. Seeing Palma, the pilot stops the plane. Palma starts barking, calling out to David to take her with him. Then the passengers inside the plane start saying that this dog wants to go with her owner, but it seems that the dog has been abandoned by her owner. David is also listening to all this, but he remains sitting quietly. Palma then moves to one side and comes closer to the plane. After she moves aside, the plane starts moving again for takeoff. Palma follows the plane, hoping that David will come off and take her with him, but nothing like that happens. After some time, the plane takes off and starts rising into the sky. David leaves Palma alone. Her eyes fill with tears as she watches David leave her, completely alone. After some time, a team of security guards arrives. They see Palma on the runway and move forward to kill her. But Palma saves herself by running away and hiding in a yard near the runway, where a mechanic lives. The mechanic hides Palma in a hole. When the guards come and ask him about Palma, he does not tell them anything. After the guards leave, the mechanic realizes that Palma is upset and hungry. He gives her food and water and asks her to rest there. Suddenly, Palma hears the sound of a plane. As soon as she hears it, she runs toward the runway again. Standing in the middle of the runway, she thinks that David has come to take her back. Now we see the scene inside a plane that is about to land. The plane is flown by a pilot named Victor, and his 8-year-old son Tom is also on the plane. A minister is also traveling on the plane with some of his friends to Moscow. When Victor lands the plane, he sees Palma standing on the runway. Seeing her, he immediately takes the plane up again. During this sudden movement, the passengers inside the plane are jolted, and wine falls from the minister's hand. The minister becomes very angry. After some time, the plane finally lands. The head of security stands on the stairs to welcome the minister. Because of the bad landing, the minister scolds the head of security and orders her to remove the dog from the airport at any cost. Palma stands near the plane and carefully watches all the passengers getting off. As always, she hopes that David will come to take her, but she does not know that David has left her forever. The guards arrive and try to catch Palma. They manage to catch her and announce that they have received orders to shoot her. All this is witnessed by Victor's son, Tom. The security guards lock Palma inside a bus. Nina and the mechanic arrive and request the guards to let Palma go, but the guards refuse to listen. Seeing this, Tom feels pity for Palma. He secretly sneaks into the bus and opens the gate. As soon as the gate opens, Palma escapes. The guards become furious at Tom's action and move forward to hurt him. At that moment, Victor arrives and tells them that Tom is his son and that he will handle the situation. Hearing this, the guards leave. The head of security scolds Victor for his poor landing. She says that if the dog had come in front of him, it could have been crushed on the runway. Victor replies that if he had done that, the plane could have flipped over because of its high speed. That is why he avoided it. But the head of security does not care. She tells Victor that because of this bad landing, he will no longer receive an international flight license. Victor feels very sad after hearing this, as it was his dream to fly international flights. He explains that after his wife left, both he and his son were deeply affected, and because of this, he is unable to fully concentrate on his work. After hearing this, the head of security understands Victor's situation and apologizes. She then tells him that his first international flight will be in a few months and that he should prepare for it. Victor feels relieved and happily goes home. It is now night, and Victor and his son Tom move into their new home. From their conversation, it becomes clear that they do not share a good relationship. Tom does not like his father much because he could not spend enough time with his mother due to his job. Tom also believes that his mother died because of him. Tom does not want to stay there anymore. He wants to go to the place where his mother used to live, and he decides to run away from home. Later that night, when Victor falls asleep, Tom secretly leaves the house. He goes straight to the airport and tries to buy a ticket, but because of his young age, he is refused. Tom becomes very sad but does not give up. He cleverly reaches the runway and tries to board a plane along with a couple. An air hostess notices him and stops him, but Tom manages to escape and hides near the plane's tires. He waits for the plane to take off so that he can leave. Just then, Palma arrives and starts barking at him. Palma is actually trying to save Tom's life, as he could fall during takeoff, and at high altitude, the lack of oxygen could be dangerous. Because of Palma's barking, the guards arrive and notice Tom. Before they can catch him, Tom runs away and saves himself. The next morning, Tom and Palma are seen sleeping together. Soon after, Victor arrives and scolds Tom, forcibly trying to take him home. Palma starts barking at Victor, causing him to step back. Victor is getting late for his flight, so he asks the mechanic to take care of Tom and says that he will come back for him later. After Victor leaves, Nina arrives and scolds the mechanic for not taking care of himself. It is revealed that they share a father-son-like relationship. While they are talking, they suddenly hear the sound of a plane. Hearing this, Palma once again runs toward the runway, believing that David has come to take her back. The mechanic explains that he has been observing Palma for a long time. She runs toward the runway whenever she hears a plane. Nina then tells Tom and the mechanic the full story of Palma. She explains that Palma's owner left her there months ago, and ever since then, Palma believes that her owner will return to take her back whenever a plane arrives. After hearing this, Tom becomes even more attached to Palma. He tells her that just like her, he is also missing his mother, and tears fill his eyes. The next day, Tom goes to an airport agent and asks for David's address. The agent refuses due to privacy rules. Tom explains that he only wants to send David a letter so that he can come back and take Palma with him. Meanwhile, as usual, Palma goes to the plane after it arrives and watches the passengers get off. She notices a man who looks exactly like David from behind. Believing him to be David, Palma starts running after him. The man runs into the terminal to escape and Palma follows him inside. This creates chaos inside the terminal and many things get damaged. When Palma reaches the man, she realizes that he is not David. Disappointed, Palma becomes very sad. At that moment, the guards arrive and try to catch her using a net. Just as they are about to capture Palma, Tom rushes in and stops them. allowing Palma to escape once again. Tom rescues Palma from the security guards and brings her down to the basement. The airport agent who had earlier refused to give David's address arrives there as well. Feeling pity for Palma, she finally gives Tom David's address and asks him to leave through the back door. When Victor returns from his flight, he sees international pilots wearing white uniforms. Seeing them, Victor thinks to himself that he wishes he could wear that uniform one day. He still has not received his international license and continues to dream of flying international flights. When Victor meets the head of security, she is very angry with him because his son and Palma are damaging his reputation. She tells Victor that if he wants his international flight license, he must somehow get the dog named Palma caught. Victor agrees and goes straight to the place where the mechanic and Nina live. When he arrives, he sees Tom, Nina, and the mechanic together. Victor has also brought dog catchers with him. Tom shouts at Victor, and Nina also tries to stop them, but no one listens, and Palma is grabbed and dragged away. Seeing this, Tom, who is already angry with his father, begins to hate Victor even more. Meanwhile, Nina angrily hands Victor a letter that Tom had written for David, Palma's owner. Victor then takes Tom home. That night, Victor reads the letter written by Tom. In the letter, Tom writes to David, "My name is Tom, I am 9 years old, and I am writing from Moscow. You left Palma here alone. She comes to the runway every day and waits for you. She is very clever and intelligent. She recognizes the sound of the plane you left on and stands on the runway even before it lands, searching for you among the people. I don't understand why, despite being so smart, she cannot understand that you have not forgotten her, but have left her forever. I will wait for you until my death, so please come and take her with you. Whether human or animal, everyone feels the pain of being separated from their loved ones." After reading the letter, Victor realizes his mistake. He understands that he should not have separated Tom and Palma. Just then, Victor notices Tom leaving the house alone. He realizes that Tom is going to save Palma. Victor stops his car near Tom and tells him that they will save Palma together. Hearing this, Tom becomes very happy, and both of them set out to rescue Palma. Meanwhile, Palma cleverly opens her cage and frees herself along with other dogs. When Nina and the others reach the dog shelter, they learn that Palma has already escaped. The next morning, everyone arrives at the airport and sees Palma running toward them from a distance. Tom is overjoyed to see her. But once again, Palma searches for her owner among the passengers getting off the plane. When she does not find David, she becomes sad again. Victor realizes that Palma is deeply troubled and decides to help her. He contacts a reporter and gets Palma's photo published in the newspaper so that the news might reach David and bring him back. As days pass, the friendship between Tom and Palma grows stronger. At the same time, the bond between Tom and Victor also begins to heal. However, Palma's eyes remain filled with hope and sadness. Months and years pass, but she continues waiting for David to step off a plane one day and take her with him. Gradually, everyone in Moscow comes to know about the dog named Palma, who is waiting for her owner at the airport. Palma becomes famous, and people take photos with her. Even the minister from the beginning of the story notices Palma's popularity. To gain public attention, he praises Victor and calls the media. The minister announces that whoever Palma's owner is, wherever he may be, he should come and take Palma with him, as she has been waiting for years. He does all this to portray himself as a hero in the eyes of the public. With the minister's influence, Victor finally receives his international flight license. At the minister's request, a cage is built near the runway for Palma, but even then, Palma is not happy. After a few days, Palma stops eating and drinking. She gradually becomes weak, and one day her condition worsens so much that a doctor has to be called. The doctor says that Palma is suffering from deep depression and will not recover unless David returns. If this continues, Palma may soon die. Tom becomes very sad after hearing this. One rainy night, Tom goes to Palma and sees her sitting outside, shivering in the cold. He asks her to come home with him, saying that staying here will only make her condition worse. But Palma does not respond. She is completely broken and seems ready to give up. Tom starts crying and pleads with folded hands, asking her to come with him. He angrily asks why everyone wants to leave him and whether she too wants to leave him like his mother did. Tom takes off his jacket, covers Palma with it, and falls asleep beside her in the rain. The next morning, Tom sees that Palma has woken up. He again asks her to come home with him, and this time Palma trusts Tom's friendship. She goes home with him, where Nina and her mechanic father are also present. Everyone takes good care of Palma and feeds her properly. However, Tom's happiness does not last long. Victor receives a call informing him that David is returning to take Palma back. Everyone becomes sad as no one wants Palma to leave, but they are forced to accept it. Tom reluctantly takes Palma to the airport where David arrives by plane. The minister is already there with a full press team to record Palma's departure live, all for his own benefit. Palma recognizes David the moment she sees him, even after so many years. Her long wait finally comes to an end. But Tom does not like this at all, as he has grown deeply attached to Palma. Victor cannot bear to see his son's sadness. Victor takes David aside, gives him some money, and asks him to give Palma back. David reveals the truth. He does not want to take Palma, but if he refuses, the minister will cancel his foreign job. This exposes the minister's true intentions. After a while, David boards the plane with Palma, but when Palma looks back, she starts barking and trying to free herself. She now wants to stay with Tom. A guard catches Palma and forces her back onto the plane. The pilot of the plane is Victor himself, wearing a white uniform for the first time. His long-held dream of flying an international flight is about to come true. Then comes the biggest twist. When Victor looks down from the cockpit and sees Tom's sad face, he refuses to fly the plane. Even the head of security feels pity for Palma. She asks an air hostess to remind David about Palma's medical certificate, repeating the scene from the beginning of the story. David does not have the medical certificate. As a result, Palma is not allowed to fly. The minister gets angry, but the head of security insists that rules must be followed. David looks at Palma and understands that she no longer wants to live with him. He realizes that Palma will be happier with Tom. David removes the leash from Palma's neck and sets her free. Palma immediately runs to Tom. They embrace each other and everyone feels happy watching this reunion. In the end, the story teaches us that people may change, but when a dog gives its heart to someone, it remains loyal for life. With this, the story ends.